A lot of pressure, man.
Yeah, it is. Evil.
Knievel.
Not our real names.
Nailed it.
Oh, you want me to do my bit? Okay, here we go.
Who are those guys?
You're gonna love it. It's just a little independent.
That might have been too much, man. Tighten the sphincter.
Sphincter.
What a way to start.
Tighten the sphincter.
Say it
Like
like,
Gold
say it like
member.
James Bond.
Tighten the sphincter. Moneypenny, you're tighten the sphincter.
A bloody bulldog. The whole building blows. MI6
Moneypenny.
blows up, and that
Tighten
thing
the sphincter.
survives.
Yeah.
It's
I see the numbers.
yeah, we are rolling.
We are hot.
We are. This has become a new thing for us to say,
Yeah, I guess.
hasn't it?
Like we've been struggling with how to start this thing, and maybe it's just a
I kind of like us just rambling
like
like
as
that,
the
'cause
intro
people-
fades, we're just and then
because we say some
yeah.
off the cuff stuff.
There's some good
sometimes.
stuff.
You never know.
Well, welcome to A Little Independent, the podcast where two friends talk about independent, obscure, just plain weird movies. My name's Ryan.
And I'm Todd.
Hi, Todd.
Hi, Ryan.
Good to see you, man.
I'm glad you said hi this week because hey would have just messed me up again.
Hi.
Hey, Todd.
Oh, yeah, that's
Remember
right.
that? Yeah.
Derails you.
I'm doing good.
So you're somebody who you do like your structure.
That
In a way.
Yeah, but you
That's
know,
okay.
It can be a limitation.
But you eat food like a fucking maniac. It's things mixed all up. And you may not know this about Todd. I had lunch with him every day for a long time. And he, some people compartmentalize their food. Todd, it's chaos. He'll have salad and, barbecue spare ribs on top of mashed potatoes, and he'll take a bite of a tomato and potatoes and barbecue chicken.
You say I'm supposed to eat all the peas, then eat all the meat, and then eat all the mashed potatoes.
No, and I'm not saying the way you do it is.
I'll take a bite of this, talk for a little, take a bite of the other thing, and
Yeah. I've never
and you're
seen
just
that
like,
before.
why don't you just eat all the peas? Damn it!
Yeah.
Why do you stop eating the peas and start eating?
I guess that's 1,000% true. I'm not really. Maybe I am that regimented in the food world, but the way you would eat was chaos, and I thought it was so interesting.
Yeah, because you
Do you
brought
still
it
do
up
that?
way too many times. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't conscious of it. That I was
didn't mean
eat like a what you said maniac, not
Yeah, you're like a psychopath.
It's like wait.
Wait, I'm not a psycho.
I'm not. I will get the precious.
Well, did you know the dog from Silence of the Lambs, Precious, is
Yeah.
the same dog from The Burbs? The old man's dog, Queenie?
Get out of here.
Same dog actor. Yeah.
How'd
found
you find that out?
I may be lying. No, I read it somewhere.
You call him out on it.
No,
and-
I don't know how it came up, but that particular dog has been
Yeah.
in 3 significant movies. Silence of the Lambs, The Burbs, and a third, and I can't remember the third. But
oh,
it's Precious is Queenie from The Burbs.
Poodles Take New York.
Is it a poodle?
It's like a poodle to me.
Yeah, I don't know. We may be wrong. We're going to get emails about this.
It's got to be a poodle.
Dog enthusiasts are going to be like, you fucking assholes.
It's not a poodle. It's a
White
it's
Pyrenees, blah, 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 blah.
Yupadoodle.
It's a Youperdoodle. So tell us how we fucked up at alittleindependentpodcast@gmail.com. But last week we did an 80s movie, man.
Yeah, you went as far back as we've gone.
I think so.
Yeah, you wanted to take us back.
Wings of
and
Desire.
and you wanted to fulfill the weird in the intro.
Yeah.
Right? Ali, when you say just plain weird movies. So you've successfully done
1984's Repo Man. Weird. You would call that weird.
that. Yeah, I forget what I call it. I remember saying it was all over the place
Yeah,
the
it
first time
was.
I watched it. And then
It is weird, though.
it is a weird one.
So this week, I love how you're creating connective tissue on this podcast, which is really cool.
Yeah, as soon as we finished last week's podcast, I go, oh, we're going to the other end of the spectrum from Emilio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we talked about Emilio Estevez, obviously, on the Repo Man episode, in that he's directed 14 movies. And so was that the kind of spark that said, I want to do this particular film?
It was when we were walking out. It was after we finished and we were, BSing and walking out. And then I said, oh, we're going to do The Way. It just popped into my head.
A little peering inside the curtain. After we do this podcast, we BS as we walk out into the street.
Bologna salami.
Bologna sandwich. We bologna sandwich.
Yeah, that was a little more
outside
obvious.
the studio.
We bologna sandwich.
So
that
Todd,
sounds like, what if that's like
that sounds like a
ugly
sexual thing. That sounds like a
that
sexual.
we don't even know about, and we just
Well, Google it on your phone right now.
No, I don't want to see what it's going to say.
Bologna sandwich, sexual position on your phone.
Bologna.
So, our film today is the 2010 film The Way. Todd's pick, and it was the connective tissue is that it is directed by Emilio Estevez.
And written.
And written
and
by.
Co-produced.
Based on a book. We'll get into that. But thank you, listeners, for listening. I realize we don't say that enough, and I'm of the attitude of gratitude. I really am. So, everybody, thank you for listening.
Well, it's because of this film.
Yes. It does give you a certain sense of, I don't know, like belonging, reluctant belonging.
Yeah. Well, it's all about, the importance of community.
Yes.
For sure.
So the film description is a father heads overseas to recover the body of his estranged son who died while traveling the El Camino de Santiago and decides to take the pilgrimage himself.
Spot on.
It's good?
Yeah.
So how'd you find this movie?
How about, close to 10 years ago, a friend told me about it.
Oh, so this was not metal detecting. This was
a
recommendation.
Yes.
You have other friends? That's fucking bullshit.
Yeah. He passed away, sadly.
Okay, now I feel like an asshole. I'm so sorry.
Well, true story. But he did, he just said, hey, this is a movie you're going to like. And he just did it because we would meet for coffee maybe once or twice a week. And
oh, that's cool.
it was back when I was a caretaker for my grandfather. And, and he was kind of a caretaker for his mother at that time. So it was kind of our, get together. And
how did he find this movie? Did he?
I don't remember.
Was it a video store or?
I don't remember. He probably told me, but I don't remember.
It's billed, again, this is IMDb, as a comedy drama.
Man, I wouldn't put comedy
I am
on it.
Staunchly against that.
There are comedic moments in it.
I count 2.
Yeah.
I would say
that was one of them.
I would say, and not that it matters, but, you're looking at a movie, and I wonder how much of this is marketing and how much of this is like, it's Emilio Estevez, so you got to put comedy in it. I would say drama adventure.
Yeah, definitely more adventure. I mean, and there was no pressure. I mean, he directed it, he wrote it, he was.
But the core of this movie is decidedly, I would say, an adventure.
Yeah.
Unless you don't look at it that way. But so it stars Emilio Estevez's father, Martin Sheen.
Yeah, and he wrote it for him. He wrote the part for him.
And Martin Sheen plays Tom. Now, what do you say about fucking Martin Sheen, man? I mean, like,
he was brilliant. And he did say
well,
this
just in general, though. As we're doing our little intro.
Well, yeah.
What do you best know him from?
Well, killing the Godfather.
That's a bizarre reference to Apocalypse Now.
I didn't want to get the name wrong.
So he's got 260 credits to his name, Martin Sheen.
Acting credits?
Yes. His first credit was a TV show called The Edge of Night in 1956.
Man.
Lots of TV. He was on Ironside, The Streets of San Francisco. And I think Apocalypse Now was his kind of breakout movie role.
Yeah, that's how I think everyone would say that. Yeah.
Because when you think, again, he's Martin Sheen. but he doesn't pop to mind. Maybe isn't he in the West Wing or something like that?
He is El Presidente, is what they would jokingly call him. Yeah, and I never watched that show, but everybody, in fact, even a commercial that's out right now that he's doing, she makes the West Wing moment reference.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was in Gandhi.
Yeah, one of my all-time favorites.
My wife would kill me if I didn't mention that he was in the Stephen King film The Dead Zone, which is great. Do you go to Wall Street fast? I go to Wall Street pretty fast because that scene when he yells
The size
at
of his wallet.
Yeah.
That's the scene, yeah.
But this is so obscure. And I have to tell you, I think one of the coolest things that I've seen in movies is in the movie Hot Shots Part 2. Okay. Bear with me.
I'm not up on this.
This may be a longer walk, but I'm going to get you
Is
there.
this Charlie's Rambo?
Yes.
Okay.
Charlie Sheen is Rambo, and he's on a mission, and he's on a boat, and he is writing in a journal. And the dialogue is his dialogue from Platoon. And he starts to hear other dialogue from somebody else, ostensibly on another boat. And it's the dialogue of Martin Sheen from Apocalypse Now.
Oh, that's
I can't
awesome.
believe they wanted this man dead. And so their boats pass. They both stand up and go, I loved you in Wall Street. Give each other the thumbs up, and the boats pass.
Whoever wrote that's brilliant.
I know. And like meta stuff like that in movies, I fucking love. And that is such a cool way, like the Platoon, the Apocalypse Now, and
two ships passing
Martin
in the night.
Sheen's boat is exactly like the one from Apocalypse Now. Like there's the guy skiing in the back in the whole 9 yards. I think that's one of the coolest things.
Wow.
Sadly, I've ever seen Martin Sheen do. Second build is Deborah Kara Unger, who plays Sarah.
Yeah.
Now, what do you know her from? Anything?
No, now this is going from memory from 10 years ago, right? I didn't look anything up on her on this one because I did a bunch of stuff on the commentary. But I seem to remember reading something, mind you, this is going deep memory here, but something about her being fired from a film or like being difficult, not this film, but being difficult to work with, or
I don't know.
There was something about
based on her character in this movie. I guess I could see that. She was in a movie that I really liked called White Noise with Michael Keaton. She plays the wife who passes away.
Okay. I remember that one.
She's uncredited in the Green Day video Jesus of Suburbia. She's in Highlander, The Final Dimension, where you've got Christopher Lambert pitted against Mario Van Peebles. But the movie I know her most from, and when I saw her, I was like, awesome, is The Game with Michael Douglas.
Oh, yeah, you love that movie.
She's the female, the plant.
Okay.
And she's very, very good in that. And
awesome. Well, I hope my memory is off on that because that's the only thing that is coming up that I remember something about.
The Game was in the 90s. She looked quite a bit younger. I'm not trying to knock the way she looks, but so I could see why you didn't associate that. And the way, incidentally, on IMDb is the #1 movie she's known for. Then you've got, and I'm going to really have a tough time with this, but Yorick van Wageningen.
It's Dutch, man.
As Joost. Joost. Had you ever seen him in anything?
Well, the commentary gave it away.
Oh, okay.
So, but I do have a question. So the movie they referred to him as the Dragon Tattoo, right?
Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Yeah, he's in that.
Tell me he's not the counselor. He's not the bad guy, right?
Yeah, he is.
He's the counselor that's continually raping the girl.
I believe he is.
I think he is too.
Yeah, he's got a beard.
Because he was a big guy.
She attacks him in the elevator.
She ends up like getting revenge on him. But
more importantly, he is in the sequel to Pitch Black, The Chronicles of Riddick.
Is he really?
Yes,
I did watch that one a while back.
He's a smaller character. He plays a character called the Gov. Again, a movie also starring Dame Judi Dench, ladies and gentlemen. Just FYI. And a little-known actor named Vin Diesel. Then we've got James Nesbitt as Jack.
From Ireland. Don't know him in anything.
He's in the Hobbit movies. Those the prequels to the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
He plays Beaufort, and he's in Waking Ned Devine. Do you remember that movie? And I think it's a little Irish town, and Ned Devine wins the lottery, and then he dies, and then the whole town is trying to claim his winnings.
Sounds funny.
He's in that, and it's written and directed, as mentioned, by Emilio Estevez, based on a book by Jack Hitt called Off the Road, a modern-day walk down the Pilgrim's Route into Spain.
Yeah.
And, of course, Emilio directed himself and his brother in Men at Work, himself and his brother in a fun movie, and it's, fairly filthy, called Rated X. And in development, as director, set to release in 2022, is a movie called Guns 3, alias Billy the Kid, which is apparently the third installment of fucking Young Guns.
Wow. And when he was laughing in Repo Man, that's what kept coming to mind. Because I'm like, that laugh is gold. yeah, his laugh is gold. And then
So for Guns 3, they've got Christian Slater confirmed as Arkansas Dave Rudabaugh, and Emilio also as an actor, and he's credited as William.
So is Kiefer
I
on
don't know.
board?
I'm guessing.
Okay.
Unless he's like getting drunk and tackling trees in hotel lobbies, and he's done with that. And what's really interesting about this is the music was by Tyler Bates. Do you know who Tyler Bates, the composer, is?
He did the music for The Way.
Yes, he did the music for this movie.
Yeah.
That's.
I know his name was Tyler. I took a shot.
No,
I went for it.
Do you know who he is other than this movie?
That was like a slow-witted answer.
Yes, I know what he did. He did the music for The Way.
You know this movie that we're talking about,
Yeah.
Ryan?
So he's done a ton of scores, but he did the John Wick films, and probably his biggest credits are the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. So he did the scores for those.
Okay. I love the John Wick scores.
So this is a guy who, 2010, he was pretty big, but that's a pretty good get.
Yeah.
For an indie movie, even in 2010.
Yeah. Well, you're kind of like Hollywood royalty in that family, so and they all, I'm sure a lot of them know each other.
I cannot imagine there was a huge budget for this.
No. They went on the road for like 55 days in a bus.
Yeah.
All with the logo of The Way along the side. So they literally did a tour of the U.S. like the way they did it, back in the day.
Nice. Tagline. Only one. And it's on the poster.
Yep.
Life is too big to walk it alone.
Oh, I thought it was
The lifeline?
what he tells to his, life is not, you don't choose a life, you live one.
No, that wasn't the tagline. That was just a great line in the movie. 2 hours and 3 minutes. Budget unknown. Total gross, including the home market, which I wonder is DVD and that kind of thing, is just over $20 million.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good for a movie that I do not think was shot for that.
No, it was a word-of-mouth movie, totally.
A couple of notes. Emilio Estevez was nominated for Best Supporting Actor, and Martin Sheen nominated for Best Actor at the ALMA Awards, which are the American Latino Media Arts Awards, which is interesting that Emilio was nominated for Best Supporting Actor because he's in it 8 minutes total.
Just a couple of flashbacks.
It won Best Picture at the Port Hueneme International Film Festival.
Hermione. Her name is Hermione.
Check out that episode of A Little Independent.
Black bikini coming out of the pool.
And Port Hueneme is a little seaside town slightly northwest of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So they have a film fest, and it won Best Picture.
And it was also a official selection of the Toronto International Film Festival.
As well it should be. Before we get into this movie, I should say Buen Camino.
Yeah. Is that how you pronounce it? Because I wish that's
Bien
how
Camino.
Good
Camino.
Is that what it means?
I believe so.
Okay, good. Because I wanted to say it too, but I didn't want to butcher it.
On the top, lots of production companies. Which, does that scare you ever when you see this production, this production, this production, or does that just say indie film? Because sometimes that could be scary. Like, uh-oh.
Like, you mean too overproduced?
Well, just a whole bunch of production companies brought to you by this.
Yeah, I think it's just all the people that are helping to get the thing made,
That's just money.
trying to get some. Yeah, and it was shot on 16 millimeter super. It was actually shot on film.
Yeah.
So that's
And
pretty cool.
the look of this movie, I thought was perfect because it could have looked too oversaturated or too bright. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're in these really, you look at movies like the trip movies, the trip to Italy, the trip to Greece with Rob Brydon and Steve Coogan. They're super bright and their locations are popping.
Yeah.
This looked real to me, which I really liked.
And it was filmed that way.
Yeah.
They only took 4 light, whatever they were called, the standard ones along. And there's only one scene that they used all 4 in. In that gypsy scene, the dance celebration scene,
Yeah.
no lights. It was completely filmed by
That was all
firelight.
natural.
Yeah. So I didn't want to forget that.
It looked that way. So we're introduced to Martin Sheen's character Tom, who is an optometrist, and he's working with Eunice. Eunice, what a menace she is. This lady just being a real problem.
Yeah, they commented on what a great they knew her, what a great actress she was. The one that's memorizing the.
Yeah, she's memorizing.
She's cheating on the eye test.
What a scamp, Eunice.
Eunice,
God damn it.
yeah. I'm like, I didn't know if you were talking about her, the assistant.
Is this office in his house?
It was filmed in a house, but it wasn't his house.
Right. So, but it wasn't supposed to be the character's house?
No, they just made a house, tried to make a house look like an office, but it didn't fool you.
It clearly looked like a house.
You were all over it.
Yeah. And Tom's assistant is talking about his son Daniel, who's in France, who has no cell phone, and there's no way to connect with him.
Yeah, he left him a voicemail apparently.
Yeah.
And so just before I forget, on an interview with Martin Sheen on Channel 4, but I think it was in London, if I'm not mistaken, he made the quote of pilgrimage unites the will of the spirit with the work of the flesh. And I just wanted to start the whole movie off with that because that was his take on it. And, he didn't walk the whole thing, but they walked a bit of it.
A lot of walking. We'll get to that at the end. And what I find is interesting is they tee up his character, doctors golfing. It's the most fucking pointless thing. Just a bunch of assholes. Like, I'm golfing.
Yeah.
At 4.
Well, he's showing his world, right? He's got the office, he's got his country club, and that's it. He is in a little isolated bubble.
I think the reason for that was there's one shot where they're going to get his ball, and he says to his golfing compatriot, "I'm old and I'm tired." So I think that was the point of that, was to show that, like you said, he's comfortable, and he's old and tired, and he's too tired to even walk 5 feet to get his golf ball. And at this point, Tom gets a call on the golf course that his son has been killed. Did you pick up on that?
Yeah. It's the Frenchman speaking English. So
we're gonna get to him. He's in a movie that I goddamn love.
But yeah, so you got that accent,
but
right?
He says your son has been killed. Your son is not dead.
No, but I think it's a translation. Would have been my guess because he wasn't murdered.
So that teed me up to, oh shit, this kid's been murdered.
Yeah,
and this is going to be a mystery.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I totally see it. I think it's just a translation thing.
And then knowing that there's going to be a journey and there's going to be a figure out who did it.
Oops.
Well, it's okay.
Yeah.
Once we got there, I'm like, I'm in.
Yeah.
It's fine. But the thing is there ever a cause of death revealed for Daniel?
He got caught in a storm and perished.
That was it.
That's about it. And when they were filming this in 2009, and there was 3 young people. I don't know if they were all guys, men or not, and he said they were young and healthy ones, got lost in the fog in the Pyrenees, same area, and perished.
So
literally happened that same year.
It should be known that this journey that they take is a real thing.
And it's dangerous.
What I noted is that Tom goes to a church right away.
Yeah.
And he's praying. And the priest asks if Tom would like to pray with him, and he goes, "What for?"
Yeah.
Wow. So you're setting up a guy who has no spirituality, He's comfortable, he's old, and he's tired. And this is the antithesis of what his comfort zone would be. What he
Yeah,
does.
he's rich American,
No spirit, hollow,
driven.
metaphor for just driving for success and money in your fucking country
All the
club,
reasons
your
Europeans don't
shitty,
like
stupid
Americans.
pants. Right. Okay. And I think the credits are odd because obviously there's a lot of religious undertones in this, but the credits are oddly very religious at first, and then they turn into like a travel brochure.
Well, it's a combination of a map they created and the passport in reverse. So the passport pictures that they show start at the end in Musia and work its way back to the French town that I'm not even going to try to pronounce because I'll slaughter it.
I'll probably try to slaughter
it's on
it.
the edge of Spain there.
That's really cool. I didn't know that.
That was in
Because
the commentary.
the religious symbolism right away. I'm like, okay, it really tees you up to know that there's going to be conflict or something. And then you have a flashback of Tom and Daniel, his son, played by Emilio Estevez, appropriately driving. And that's the line you were talking about. His son says, "You don't choose a life, you live one."
Yeah, he's taking him to the airport
Oh, to go to this
to
trip.
go
Yeah.
to go to his death, basically.
Yeah. And I thought that was a good line too, and I thought that would be the tagline, but
Yeah.
they're clever enough to not have to deal with this. So Tom travels to France to claim his son's
Yeah.
body. And what I think is interesting, they don't do like a big travel montage or anything. They travel by map a lot in this movie, which I love, like Indiana Jones style.
Yeah, that and I don't know, baby, you can't get a signal out there, in a lot of places.
But no, like visually. Like you see little dots doot, 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 indicating where they're going, which I love.
Not unlike the beginning of Repo Man.
That is true.
Yeah.
So what I find interesting is he takes this huge trip, gets to this smallish town in France, and the police meet him at the train station.
Yeah.
Perfect timing.
The head,
Yeah.
the chief, the sergeant, whoever he is, but
And that guy is from a movie called The Core.
oh,
You know The Core, right?
Yeah.
Aaron Eckhart, fucking Stanley Tucci, where they got to reignite the...
Hilary Swank.
Yes.
How do they get all those
That's that
actors in
dude.
that movie?
I know, Bruce Greenwood. I fucking love that movie.
I don't know how they did that.
Delroy Lindo, that movie...
But wasn't it bad?
Fuck no. Are you kidding me? Okay, wait.
So it's like Xander Cage good?
Different. I lump it into the disaster movie category, which I love, but I have a hierarchy. And
Okay.
honestly, I think a lot of
More
people,
structure, people.
a lot of people would say that The Core is literally an underrated. The premise is batshit crazy, but like you said, so many great actors.
Yeah.
And everybody's amazing in it, including this guy.
Yeah.
And spoiler alert, his death scene is unbelievably emotional because of his performance, Aaron Eckhart's performance,
Well, he was in another big movie too
and the circumstances.
with Mel Gibson.
Lethal Weapon 3.
No. A
The Man
historic
Without a Face.
a historic pick with Mel Gibson, Heath Ledger,
No, he
and
was in The Patriot?
and this guy. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I didn't remember that like you do. That was
Yeah, this guy's
that
really
was
good.
in the commentary.
So they take him to identify the body, which of course
Yeah.
is the body.
So quite an inciting incident. I'll just have to say to start a movie off, the father finding out
Your estranged son has died.
your son is dead from
Yeah.
how many thousands of miles away, and you're in France.
Yeah.
I mean, and you're just like, holy
Do you
crap.
think he thought about like not claiming him?
No,
No, I'm not going.
no, because we find out later that his mother, his wife, has passed, so it's just him.
I know, but just for a moment, do you think he's old and tired and he's like, I'm not doing this?
No.
Okay.
Oh, one other thing. I keep trying to, every time I try to get out, they pull me back in. In the office, his assistant, Martin Sheen's assistant, Tom, that's his daughter, Emilio's sister.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And she did a great job when she delivered that line about, and he did. because he said he wanted to travel the world, and she's
Right.
like half crying, and he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the whole
So
family's
probably taking an emotional core there, like thinking about
her brother.
her own brother.
Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome. So it's clear that Daniel was on a pilgrimage called Camino de Santiago, and this is
The pilgrimage of St. James.
a really real thing, and people do this.
It's been going on for 1,000 years.
And I thought that element was really, really interesting.
Yeah.
And then some of the things, I've got real stories that relate to some of the things that annoy me about this whole thing. But what I thought was cool was he shows him the passport book. So on this trip, you have a passport, and on these checkpoints, you get a stamp. And it should look littered with stamps, but Daniel's only has, one?
Has the one.
Because he only made it one day.
Yeah, he died on his first day out.
Yikes. Now what's interesting is you're a father, you're in a foreign country, your son is dead. And they're like, well, you can take the body back or we can cremate it. In what way are you like, let's ship the body back?
It plays like he just has that epiphany in the middle of the night in his hotel room that
logistically,
he's
though,
going to do the trail and take Daniel with
I know,
him.
but what a nightmare if you're like, I got to ship this fucking body back? FedEx? I mean, what do you do? I mean, I know there are ways, but okay, how do we wrap this up? You know? Hopefully it's not like the guy in Arachnophobia in a wooden box and a tarantula gets in and sucks his life away.
Well, Ryan, I don't know what to say to that. I don't know how you don't
you don't think about the
you
logistics
wouldn't be
of that?
No, because you've just lost your son. You in no way worried about petty annoyances.
Estranged. He's got to be like, God damn it!
No.
I'm missing how many appointments with Eunice?
No.
So,
you were talking about the body bag when they unzipped it.
yeah,
You know who was actually in there? So on the film, they showed Emilio in there.
it's not Emilio,
But when they show Martin's face, who he's actually seen.
his grandson.
Yeah. Oh, you found that out.
Yeah, I was gonna wait for the end for a few of these, but that's all right.
Well, we were past that, so I was back. This is my. I've been backtracking all movie. I keep pulling you back. I'm like,
you're fine. You're fine.
I want to make this podcast 3 hours. Damn it.
Okay, listeners, if you decide to turn it off now,
No.
I forgive you, but don't.
Don't leave.
Because there's good stuff. So, what's interesting, and I know you love this about films like this, are these exotic locations. And when they're shot on site,
Yeah.
it just makes me passionate. Like, I wish I was there. I wish I was there.
So, what other movie did we do that was in the Spanish Pyrenees? No. Come on.
Well, we haven't done the special one yet,
No.
but
We did one that talks about a wolf.
oh yeah, that was the same region.
Skin of the Wolf was in the.
Oh no, yeah.
No, that was Spain, not
Yeah, that was
Italian. Yeah, it was Spanish.
All I can
Pyrenees.
think about is the wet mouth eating sounds in that movie. So Tom goes into town, and this is where we meet Joost at this little restaurant, and he's a real chatty guy from the Netherlands.
Oh, it's so brilliant because Tom just got done with the police, right?
Yeah,
Going over all that
duty.
stuff. So yeah, he's sitting alone, just trying to enjoy a meal before he's got to take his son home. And here comes this big man,
And he's
big
just
all the way around.
happy as shit.
He just pulls a chair out and plops down.
oh,
And
he
starts
says, "Can I
starts
sit with
grabbing
you?"
the bread and says, "You mind if I sit here? There's all the other chairs are
Yeah,
taken."
yeah,
and
yeah.
he just starts eating his bread. Oh, it's in Martin's face is just
Yeah,
you know.
and add to the fact that Joost is trying to bond with him,
Yeah.
and they're talking about this march, and he says he hears about a guy who died after one day,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh shit, that's wow.
Yeah.
Not making points, but there, buddy.
And he doesn't say a word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's another flashback, and what I find is interesting is you're setting up this, the son's like, I want to travel, and Emilio Estevez's Daniel says, I'm not going to finish my doctorate, but how old is he? Because he's like 2010 Emilio Estevez, like 45
39.
years
He's like
old.
39.
And it's possible, I guess, right? That you
Yeah.
can be that old and still be trying to maybe become a doctor. And is he trying to become an optometrist?
He just says doctorate.
Yeah.
He doesn't say.
So I get that you have to set that stuff up, but it just seemed like ridiculous to me. I'm like, it's current day Emilio Estevez. Not going to college, Dad. Fuck you.
Yeah, and he could easily play younger than that, but he does reference him
Yeah.
being almost 40 later on.
Yeah, he does. So maybe there's. I don't
So
know.
hey, professional
What
students.
did he do between 21 and 40? Who knows?
How many people out there are pushing 40 and working on their doctorates that are listening to our podcast? Please chime in at
A little independent podcast at gmail.com, but there's going to be half
Crickets.
of one.
Crickets.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Hey, we will mention your name.
Yeah,
we will talk about
we're
you.
highbrow enough, I think. We talk about independent film. So Tom decides to cremate the body and do the walk with the ashes, which, as a sentiment, I think is a nice one.
Yeah, and
But
I
it-
love the way they played that. They don't say it; they just showed it. He just like in the
Yeah.
middle of the night in his hotel room, he just goes barreling out, pounds on the door. How he knew where the police chief lived, I don't know. Wakes him up and he says, "I want to have him cremated." And then the guy just shakes his head and closes the door,
Yeah.
because he's like, "Oh,
Oh, okay,
okay.
okay.
You could have told me this in the morning."
Yeah. Have you seen The Core? And so they make a point to say, so they tee this up. Like, this is going to be so arduous and so hard. He's more than 60 years old. This journey, it typically takes 2 months. But I like his comment when he's about to start and he goes, "Here we go." And it was delivered like, I don't think anybody but Martin Sheen could have delivered it that way.
Yeah.
It was so...
And then the parade of people goes by in the other
Yeah.
direction,
And he
He's
goes the
going
wrong way.
He's
He
going
goes
the
the
wrong
wrong
way.
way.
He turns around. He's fine.
And that's the thing I'm thinking of. I'm like, is this the way it is? Fucking crowded? And it is.
Those hostels are crowded. Yeah.
And that's like when we went to Yellowstone, I'm just thinking wide open national park. And there's fucking people everywhere.
Yeah.
Everything's crowded. I'm like, this sucks. This isn't nature. This isn't fun.
This wasn't the
This is just a bunch of other assholes trying to park just like I am.
a bunch of tourists trying to see a buffalo.
So it just like, it triggered that
yeah.
trip. And I was like,
You
oh
were
my
all
God.
John Muir and ready to go and experience nature
Yeah.
for 5 minutes, and
Yeah.
didn't happen.
Yeah. Fucking Bob from Ohio saddles up. Like, are you parking here? Kids, get in the car. Eat your fries. So the cops, he goes the wrong way. The cops give him a rock. And I thought that was interesting because they don't really say why.
Yeah, he
They
said you'll
give it-
know.
They give it to him and they say you'll know.
Yeah.
Again, I was still kind of thinking it was a murder mystery at this point,
Oh, okay.
in a way.
Well, totally, because he did say your son was killed.
And
I get
this,
that. I
you
totally
know, like
get
the
that.
one guy died the first day, and so part of me, I wasn't disappointed at all, but part of me was like, I wonder if there's going to be a
Serial killer
murder mystery part
on
of
the
this.
on the El Camino.
Yeah, not the case. And so he stops early and he spreads some of the ashes at a cross.
Yeah.
So it's clear that he's going to be depositing parts of his,
Well, that's the
cremated
cross for
son.
Daniel.
the whole time.
That's his son's cross.
Yes.
That was put in the exact place where they showed him hiking off trail where he got lost and perished.
So yeah, and I didn't pick up on that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was kind of
Yeah.
like a mile marker
Well,
on the side of the road where somebody
They
died. In a car
they
crash.
showed the flashback. And the first time I saw it, I didn't get that either. But
Yeah.
when you watch it, you see that the flashback matches exactly
Right.
with that.
So you talked about the hostels. So they've got to. Obviously, they've got backpacks on, right? This is like I'm ready to be in the outdoors, or sleep where I can sleep, eat where I can eat. They've got some food. I don't know what's in these packs, but the first place they get in Spain to sleep looks like a goddamn nightmare.
Oh yeah, probably one bathroom for that whole fucking place.
Oh, if it's a cavern full of bunk beds,
Yeah.
and he's a little slower, So again,
Well, he got in well after dark. There was no food available.
so this spiritual journey, you're on it with a bunch of other assholes. I'd be like, fuck this. No, thank you. I'll find a different. I'll make my own trail. I don't want to like.
You can always find a cave in the Himalayas.
This is like Great America, like I'm waiting in line for a ride.
Yeah.
So that was the thing that I'm like, I would do this fundamentally, but I wouldn't want to do it like that.
Well,
With
that's
so many other people.
That's exactly Tom's approach. So there you go. You will discover how important community is by the end of this.
I'm doing a narrative journey on
Yeah,
this podcast.
yeah. Okay. You're gonna
intersect with the character.
Okay, good. I didn't need to explain it.
No. But it's a cavern with bunk beds. He's there too late. There's no
trying
food.
to help you, my son.
And he comes across Joost again, who has food, weed, Ambien, and earplugs.
Joost from Amsterdam is well prepared for the Camino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think it's kind of funny that he takes the earplugs.
Oh, what about the line he gave him? Do you remember what that was from?
No.
Excuse me, sir. Do you have any Grey Poupon?
Oh, yeah.
That's right. So that was a commercial that was popular. I don't know if it was. I think it was earlier than this movie was
made. I
made.
remember Grey Poupon. Absolutely. And Joost seems to be kind of sticking around. And I have another Yellowstone story that really triggered me because we were in Yellowstone, we were hiking, and we went the wrong way. Like the wrong way. Not like a crazy wrong way.
The whole family?
Yeah. And as we're realizing we went the wrong way, like over the horizon comes this guy walking around. And he's got a backpack on, and we all look like idiots, and like we're not really in the woods, but we are. And his name was Joe. We called him Killer Joe eventually. He was from England, and he's like, I went the wrong way as well. And he like tagged along with us for the next like 3 hours on our hike. We went to a waterfall with this guy, and the longer we spent with him, the more we knew we were going to be murdered. 1000%. Like had we gone over that ridge, fucking massacre. That's what it was. And so Joost was giving me vibes of what we call Killer Joe in Yellowstone, this British guy out of nowhere who's just in Yellowstone on his own, visiting America.
Well, like me, you got the fantasy of how great Europe is and how everything is so old and this and that, but their lifestyles are so different than ours. It's a severe adjustment.
Yeah,
because that's normal.
We clearly weren't murdered, and when we went our separate ways, he was just kind of like, well, I have to leave you now. I'm like, okay, Killer Joe.
Yeah.
See,
we don't get it.
We have divergent paths.
They don't have any problem with community.
I was over the top asking him questions, just trying to suss this guy out. I had a knife in my pocket, like I had plans.
Did you have your hand on the handle? Were you like?
At times, I had the bear mace like right on my thing.
That would do the trick.
Ready to go, like in case Killer Joe, made a move.
But he would be sizing you up at the same time because you're clearly the target to take out.
He was just a sweet British man.
Yeah, that likes to interact with people, and Ryan wants to stick a knife in his throat.
Well, I'd rather you move on, go the other way. But Tom, now their next stop is supposed to be Pamplona, and Tom decides to stop earlier at a small village. And I remember.
Well, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
So you just watched it the one time.
Yes.
I just want to compliment you on your note-taking and astuteness because that's impressive. Oh. You mentioned Pamplona and that he veers off, and our boy Joost goes on to...
He continues on.
Yeah, but... Yeah. I mean, that's impressive that you picked up on that and that detail just one time through.
Well, what I liked about this was this idea of these villages being prepared for these people, these guests.
Yeah, that's what they...
Because he goes up to a huge dining table, and they're like, the American is here.
Yeah.
And he thinks it's a bad thing, and they're like, oh, no. And again, that's another moment where like, fucking A. You just walk up to this beautiful table.
Yeah.
They sit you down. The food's probably amazing.
Right.
And the welcome that they get wherever they go.
And they're from all over the planet. Yeah. All different countries.
So I start to kind of soften on this whole communal part of this because that's the thing about this that is so remarkable is the places you see and the walking, quite frankly. Like, I'm not an exercise guy, you know that, but I do like to walk. So I'm watching this movie like, I could do that, man. Like,
Yeah.
I can't climb Everest or K2.
Right.
I can't do the Tour de France. I can't do most things. I could probably walk for a
Well,
while.
you just named like two of the most elite things to do on our planet.
Yeah, I know. So at this little village, this is where we meet Sarah. Sarah, who is from Canada.
Sarah. The angry Canadian with the, can I just say it? The elephant's in the room. Can I get it out there?
Go.
The phenomenal, smoking hot body.
Oh, yeah, she's a beautiful woman.
Oh, see,
She's very
take
aggressive.
Take the high road. Fine.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I put myself
it goes
out
without
there.
Saying. It goes without saying. Yes. She's very aggressive, and when she meets Tom, she
She's
calls
a very
him Boomer.
aggressive girl, rat. Little 1982 Fast Times at Ridgemont High for you there.
Nice. So she calls him Boomer, which I think is funny. It's a thing on baby boomers. But
Yeah,
she's
it was
so
perfect.
Not like a Canadian. She's so mean to him. And
Yeah.
she's so angry.
They're supposed to be friendly.
And she, what's interesting is Joost, and everybody seems to be on this pilgrimage. We should start saying that for a reason. So she is doing this to quit smoking. Joost is on this journey, on this pilgrimage to lose some weight for his brother's wedding.
They think that's why they're on the pilgrimage.
I know. So in this scene, did you see the guy in the red thong folding laundry on the
Oh
laundry?
God, I laughed my ass off because I keep saying Martin. I don't know if we're bouncing back and forth. So Martin Sheen
We
is
do
Tom again, but bear with us. Tom, the character Tom, his reaction to that, I mean, it was just priceless.
Yeah, and it was a little. So I didn't necessarily laugh at that,
Oh, I did.
but I was just like, that's fucking weird. But I'm like, Europe.
Yeah, he's hanging his laundry on the clothesline, and he
Just in a thong.
just ass hanging out.
Yeah. And, now we get the next day, setting out for the next day. And people like waking up is a weird thing. Like, oh, we're all waking up. Then you've got the first instance of where the music comes into this because Country Road
Yeah,
starts to play. And I thought that was an interesting choice. But Tom,
wait, Country Road, not in
Not the
John
John
Denver.
Denver.
Okay,
the other
yeah,
Country Road.
yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's cool. Because Jess called that out. She's like, oh, this is Country Road. And I was like, wait, there's another one? And Tom gets on a bridge. And when he loses his backpack,
Yeah.
the two of us went, like we gasped out loud
Oh, that's beautiful.
because we were so into this
No,
movie.
because that's what it was supposed to be.
Holy shit.
In his backpack is his son's ashes,
Yeah.
and
Everything.
down it goes. Yeah,
Into the water.
into this rushing river. So I got some nice little tidbits about this rushing river. He had a stuntman. The stuntman went in that river once, came back out, wouldn't go back in. Martin Sheen went in twice, and that's the filming.
Yep.
And they actually opened the dam upriver. That river's usually not
To
that
get a little more
not that
hardcore.
rough. They opened it up.
Yeah.
And the scene where you see Martin Sheen grabbing onto the branches and he's just kind of pulling in the current, he's hanging on for dear life. He was only 50 meters away from a waterfall.
Yeah.
If he had not gotten a hold of those branches, he would have went over the waterfall.
No more West Wing.
And he might have, El Presidente might have gone bye-bye.
So,
So
that
he's
was
a badass.
That was yes. And
Tom-
I'm not when I read that I was not surprised.
Where did you
not-
read this?
Um
I'm getting all this from the commentary, and you've
yeah,
got
you
some
watched- yeah,
inside.
I didn't do a ton of research. I'm letting you shine today because
I don't.
no, I mean,
You're
not
like
today, but
you're right on it. What do you mean?
Yeah, I read it some. I forget, but he did a lot of his own stunts, specifically that, and them opening that dam to get that river rushing a little more was
Yeah.
like, holy shit. Okay, let's make this harder because it would have been fine if the river wasn't rushing. The idea of him
It would have been
trying
less
to get his
intense.
backpack was what was crazy,
Yeah.
and he gets it. And then, you think a guy who's not that resourceful, he gets everything out on the side of the river to dry it, and he camps that night.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, that night must have fucking sucked.
Oh yeah. Cold,
He's wet.
damp.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Hypothermia is a real real dangerous
Yeah.
thing, and you have to get out of your wet clothes.
Yeah.
I mean, everything is, we think, oh, we don't want to, but the wet
Okay.
clothing draws the
Listeners,
heat out of
you
your body.
do not see Martin Sheen's dick in this movie. Like, Todd is intimating that Martin Sheen gets
am?
naked because he has to get out of his wet clothes.
Oh.
You do not see Martin Sheen's dick or ass in this movie.
That's coming out of your own soul there, brother, because I wasn't going for that.
You said emphatically you got to get all those wet clothes off.
Because it draws. I'm doing a tutorial on hypothermia here from a survival class I took, and you're talking about Martin Sheen's dick.
I don't want to give people unrealistic expectations. If we get emails like, I thought I was going to see
Well,
naked Martin
he's
Sheen
not going to stand next to Liam Neeson.
for the first time ever.
He's not going to stand next to what's his name, the hunter,
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson, and no, the other guy you told you. If you ever want to know who's well hung, Ryan's got like a walking thesaurus on actors that are well hung because you always bring that up. You're like, oh, that guy.
I think that's revenge for so many things I've done. I don't know. Michael Fassbender. Yeah. Huge dog.
No, the guy.
Aaron Eckhart in the show Hung. Huge dog.
I can't remember his name. Passion of the Christ, The Shadow of the
Willem
Vampire.
Dafoe has
William
a
Dafoe.
confusingly large penis. That was said on the set of Oliver Stone. Jesus movie. Sorry.
Passion.
Not the Passion of the Christ. I'll think of it. Anyway, Scorsese.
Urine in a jar.
Anyway.
Drop the cross.
Yes. Last Temptation of Christ.
There we go.
Yes. Apparently he has a confusingly large penis, which you can hear on another podcast, How Did This Get Made? So after this,
Moving right along.
Tom finds himself in Pamplona and he sees Joost inexplicably in a beret eating a great meal. He's eating some lamb. And that's, again, where I was like, God damn, this sounds great. You walk town to town, you eat.
Yeah.
I
wouldn't do good in the sleeping arrangements in the hostels. One bathroom, all that noise.
Yeah.
There's just no way. You see, you wake up 3 a.m, you got to piss. You're in a freaking bunk bed, and there's 10 guys in line.
You just pissed where you're standing.
Well, you're in the top bunk. I mean, the guy below you.
You piss your bunk. I don't know. That's why Joost has all the weed and the Ambien.
Yeah.
He knows what's
He
up.
is well prepared.
So at this point, Sarah rejoins the group, and I like
And it's about drugs.
it's like they're being drawn to each other. Because Martin Sheen's line, because Sarah says something about Joost, and he's like, his charm wears off quick, I promise.
Yeah.
And he says the same thing about Sarah, it'll wear off quick, I promise. And he is pulling away from this group that wants to be formed.
Yeah. He doesn't want
He just
anything to
wants
do with
his
community.
own thing, and that's it.
Yeah, he wants to stay in his bubble.
Yeah.
He wants to, as they put it, get this damn thing done. Very American.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Let's get this over. I'm on a mission. I'm going to get this done. I don't have time for this.
Yeah.
And he says, can you guys finish your drug deal so we can get back on the road? So he's offering Sarah Ambien and earplugs, and if you need anything a little bit stronger, I got that too. And she's like, I love this guy.
See, this is a popular guy on the road to Wellville, as it were.
Well, I'm thinking if you go on the Camino and you got all that kind of stuff on you, you're gonna get hooked up.
I like
real
how
easy.
they're on the road and somebody drives by or rides by on a bike, and Joost
that's
is like,
coming up.
"You could do this on a bike."
That was my second laughed out loud.
That was a good line.
Oh yeah,
He was so upset.
yeah.
And again, there's so many people on this hike, and he meets a priest who is having trouble with cancer. The guy who gives him a rosary, and it's just like people everywhere.
And that's where he explains he's not a practicing Catholic, which explains the church earlier on, and explains, I guess, the whole ashes thing, because they said in the commentary that was breaking the Catholic canon, I believe.
Yeah, I've got some info on that.
He, that explains that.
Yeah.
Just some quick 2 commentary things that I got in my notes here. So we talked about the 16 millimeter film being shot on. 40-day shoot in September and October of 2009, which they were told it would rain every day or snow in September and October in the Pyrenees. It rained 2 days of their 40 days. So they call that a bit of a miracle. And I found it interesting that the shoot was 40 days because 40 days in the wilderness is the whole thing with Jesus, and 40-day fasting thing is throughout the Bible.
Oh.
And they filmed it in 40 days.
What do real books say about that?
Well, this is actually
if you fast for 40 days,
out of
you
the papyrus
die.
from the Dead Sea Scrolls, so it's about as real as it can get. All the non-speaking roles in this movie were actual pilgrims.
Actual pilgrims, yeah.
That were on the Camino, because this was they did the filming in order on the Camino.
Is there a time of year where it's more popular? Did they say like September?
Well, the
and
summer's
October?
hot as hell,
Yeah.
so you got to be able to deal with that. But
So you think September?
Well, I mean, that's just when they got the window to film.
Yeah.
And they told them, don't do it. It's going to rain every day. And
Yeah.
it didn't.
So now they come upon a field of hay, and they meet Jack.
From Ireland.
He's an Irish guy, and he's a writer, and he's got a writer's
It's some
block.
guy out in the field losing his fucking mind.
Yeah.
Just kicking the ground, screaming at himself, doesn't even know there's 3 people sitting there
And
watching him.
he throws like a stick in
Yeah.
their general direction,
Yeah.
and that's what brings
Oh, yeah.
his attention to them. He's like, I'm so
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Then he's freaking out and he comes running over and they're like, this is your serial killer guy from Yellowstone.
I would think, well, again, I think a serial killer is more quiet. Is the one who kind of says, hi, I'm from England. My name's Joe.
well,
Joe.
he
Who the fuck is named Joe from England? Joe? It'd be Joseph. We could have been murdered.
Well, Jack from Ireland.
Well, Jack sounds like an Irish.
Jumped over the-
Isn't that DiCaprio's name in Titanic? I think that's a very Irish name, Jack. But we could have been murdered, dude. This is terrible.
And this podcast would not exist.
That's right. So sorry for everybody. But again, Tom wants nothing to do with any of this.
Right.
But you see people being drawn into his sphere. And so this is the part of the movie where I started to really dig the dynamic because I saw what was happening. You have this cast of zany characters, a Canadian guy from Amsterdam, an Irish guy surrounding the American.
So Emilio likened it to, and I think he used this for his writing. I don't know if you picked up on it, but The Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
Okay, so each character. So I'll start off. Martin Sheen is Dorothy.
Correct.
Okay, Joost, go. Which
Cowardly
character is he?
Lion.
Right on.
Yeah.
Sarah, Tin
Tin
Man.
Because she's lost her heart.
Yep. And Jack from Ireland he has writer's block, so he needs a brain.
Doesn't have a thought in his mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Did you read that too, or you just?
I did read that too.
Oh, so you were prepared for me.
I'm not
How can
that
you say you
prepared.
weren't? You're like totally prepared.
I
and
didn't do the research I normally do. I to be honest,
well
because I knew you
you're
had
s-
the.
You're
the
all over
DVD.
it, man.
Well, shit. I'll stop talking about that
Are you-
stuff when you bring it up. So what
No,
what
it's
I
a
think is kind
compliment.
of cool is Joost, tells Jack about what Tom is doing because Tom's not giving anybody the time of day. And I think Jack is like desperate. Here's a story. I can write this. So he's immediately interested.
Oh
in
yeah,
what
you're talking
he's
about
doing.
they're going down the road, and the story of his son starts coming out, and
Yeah.
Joost doesn't want to tell him or regrets telling him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of cool.
It's a tough scene
Yeah.
because Joost, he really delivers it. The regret on his face.
He's good in this movie, that
Yeah.
actor. Really good, I
Yeah.
think. And what I love, the part that made me laugh is they get to this little town, El Ramon, and they get the stamp from this innkeeper,
Yeah.
and they're going to stay with this dude.
So it's El Ramon is a real guy who has passed away.
Oh, it's a guy, not a town?
Yeah, the
I
stamp
thought
is
that was the name of the town, El Ramon.
that's him. He was an actual character at an inn, crazy as a bat, just
Holy
like that
shit.
guy. So this actor was actually portraying, and everybody knew him on the Camino that had been on there because he was batshit crazy. They think he had been locked up for a time.
Excuse me. So,
So
like
this
legendary
actor,
for being a nutball?
yeah, and this actor, and he never charged people to stay there. And so this guy had
It
passed
was in
away,
kinda
but
like
this
a castle, right? Like
this it was
castle-y-
pretty dumpy. It was really run down. The one that they filmed in anyway.
Huh.
But yeah, that he was portraying an actual guy that used to be on the Camino.
Oh, that's insane.
Yeah.
So that funny bit was they go up to, I think, pay him, and isn't he like talking to a fake doll or something? Like
He's
doing
talking to an
something
empty
nuts.
chair. And then
And
he sits in the chair and starts is
starts
that what you're
talking
going to
back.
play?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, he starts doing the female character.
That's right.
He's like pouring a glass of wine, and he sits down and says,
That was funny.
and then cut to them walking
Walking
away on
out.
the road. It was
Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah.
That was a funny scene. But they decide to camp, and this is the clip because they talk about pilgrims, what it's about. So the conversation at the camp is technical difficulties, but here we go.
This is a true pilgrim experience. Cheers to that. Even though I hated camping as a boy.
True pilgrim experience. What do you mean by that?
Oh, well, I'm talking about tradition in the purest sense. A true pilgrim walks the Camino with nothing. He has to live off the land. He has to accept the kindness presented to him, and he has to carry his goods on his back. Pilgrim is poor and must suffer.
Well, it strikes me as extreme to say the only way to be a true pilgrim is to imitate what we like to think a true pilgrim is. Should a pilgrim dress himself as a beggar even if he isn't? Do we honor the poor by imitating them? I don't think that pilgrims 500 years ago ignored the creature comforts of the road any more than we should now.
Yeah, and what about pilgrims on bikes? Or pilgrims that do the Camino on horseback? Now, tradition would dismiss bikers at least. Biking or riding requires less suffering and less work.
But I don't think we have to artificially add more hardship than is already there. That, in my opinion, is being a false pilgrim, not a true one.
If you were a man, I would challenge you to pistols at dawn.
What do you think, Boomer?
Finally, an American without an opinion. Take a picture.
That
I love how you seek out and point the spotlight on the comedic and moments of levity in a very serious spiritual movie. That's so you. I like how you do that.
Well, I like the discussion about pilgrims. And when Sarah says they wouldn't deny themselves the comforts that they could find either.
Yeah.
And Jack is talking about true suffering, which, ironically later is not what he's doing because he's, got money and what have you. I thought that was kind of cool. But the little bit at the end about an American without an opinion,
Yeah,
I
it's
thought
hilarious.
was really funny.
Oh yeah.
So, walking sticks. I've not done anything like this.
Okay.
Are they helpful? Some people have two,
Uh-huh.
and they're metal and gotten from like Dick's Sporting Goods. Some people have one, and it looks like fucking Gandalf's staff. Do you know anything about this?
Just what I heard in the commentary that part of the Camino, part of being a pilgrim is carrying a walking stick and also wearing the shell. That you see that shell
Yeah,
throughout the whole thing. That is a representation of the Camino.
interesting.
Yeah, so that is a
But
thing to
I guess
carry the walking stick.
it would help propel you, but it doesn't
even,
prevent fatigue.
even mentally using a walking
Isn't
stick,
it
I
just
think
making your arms tired?
no, I think it just makes you feel like you're
I
moving along
guess.
better.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never done any of that. Like,
Me neither.
here we got the Appalachian Trail, and then we got the one on the West Coast, that you can go for all these
Appalachian
thousand.
Trail.
Yeah.
Are we going back there again?
No, I'm just saying we have that. I'm not
Thanks to this podcast, ladies and gentlemen, you've seen
still.
why not to hike the Appalachian Trail.
Well, our first movie.
If
still.
anything, this is a cautionary tale about why not to hike the Appalachian Trail.
Russ Creek wasn't on the Appalachian Trail.
What I think is interesting is now the movie starts to get a little incendiary because Tom it feels like he's accepted that this is a group now. But he's still cantankerous, and he has that physical altercation with Sarah.
That's the next morning after that clip, which to me was just a shock scene.
Yeah.
It was brutal.
And she hauls off and hits him, but that's when she admits that she had had an abortion.
Yeah, so farther down the road, then that's where they actually start the bonding.
So they're like,
in my opinion, he's still, it's a necessary evil. Like, he's just going to get up and go.
Yeah.
And in fact, he was leaving ahead of them when that whole scene happened. You remember, she said you weren't even going to say goodbye, Boomer? Yeah.
And I like the Boomer thing, and I think he's accepted it, but he's still not letting them in. And even after she admits what happened to her, she has a heartbreaking line of, I can still hear her voice.
Yeah.
And then another amazing line where Tom and Sarah are talking, and he says, I'm sorry about your baby. And she says, I'm sorry about yours.
Yeah, that's the same scene. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And he said, that's where he says, my son was almost 40. And then she said, yeah, but he'll always be your baby.
That was awesome.
It was heart-wrenching, yeah.
And I wonder if that's from the book. You know, like when you have something like this, not that I want to take anything away from Emilio, but you wonder what's from the book, what's not. You know what I mean? But
yeah, I have no
back
idea.
to back, that was like, oh shit, okay. Yeah. And now we get to another town,
and just delivered so well. I mean, credit to all these four actors; they're 100%. Amazing. This is not easy to do. I mean, you're just out there. You know, you've got no supports, and you got to be in that.
The filming
space.
condition, like they didn't have trailers, they didn't even have like chairs, like normal, like the director chair. They didn't have any of that shit.
No,
there probably wasn't Video Village.
No, Emilio stayed dressed in his character the whole shoot
because he pops up,
so he could pop in and film a scene
in visions.
Yeah. So whenever he felt inspired to do a scene with him as a flashback, he was always dressed that way every day. He could just jump in.
He'd just like pop out from a thing like, hi.
Yeah. Or he was
Remember
he was sitting at that European table that you like so much.
And again, won him a Best Supporting Actor nomination at an award show. So they get to the next town, and this is where I'm like, how does this not happen all the time? Tom has a meltdown. Now, there isn't a softening. He's drinking. It's like they just go town to town and drink wine. And again, that sounds fun.
Well, this is the first time they've drank as a group. They all sit down and the two, Joost and Jack, come back with some local wine from a vineyard.
That, each of the towns.
Yeah, they don't show it at all. This is the first time, and then
Tom meltdown.
Tom gets lit up and then just lets his angry soul out. Yeah,
and he gets arrested.
He goes on each one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, he tees off on all three of them.
How does this not happen all the time on this thing?
It probably does.
These local police officers have to be like, gosh, shit. Here's the fucking Camino people.
They actually say that. They say that in the commentary. That's funny you say it.
Really?
Yeah, and when they threw Joost down on the ground, they really pushed him. They said they didn't like being touched. And that officer shoves him back, and he went flying like 10 feet.
Jesus Christ.
He really hit the ground hard, too.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that was real. They didn't like being touched.
So I wonder how this has got to be a misdemeanor. Like, the cops don't want to deal with this.
Yeah.
They just want to get paid.
And it was played by the actual Spanish police in that town. Yeah, those were the real cops.
Well, they look legit. And Tom is bailed out by Jack, who earlier in the scene, Tom had chastised for not being a real writer. He had money.
Real pilgrim. He goes, how many credit cards do you have?
How many credit cards do you have?
Yeah.
And Tom makes a point by saying, or Jack makes a point by saying, I bailed you out with my credit card.
Yeah, he says, don't thank me, thank my credit card. Yeah. And then that's where it really sinks in. And two, the group, if you want to call it a group at this point, is still segregated, right? Because Tom's not joining in. But they all three didn't just leave him in jail and go on.
Yeah.
They all stuck around. Jack, the one he offended the most, bailed him out. And from this point on, the cohesion
Yeah,
for
the
me
group is
starts.
solid.
They then become a community
So
unit.
why do you think they stuck around? This
Be-
guy has been nothing but
I know, because it's the right thing to do.
yeah.
Would in Tom's character up to that point probably would have left them.
I thought about that, and I think he would have.
Yeah.
And I have a question about
And
that.
that's what
I have
makes
a question
him
about this money
that's what
thing
that's what
later.
makes him start turning.
But they get to another town. Jack starts to ask Tom about Daniel, and he talks a little bit. But they get to another town, and again, I gasped. Jess was asleep by this point,
Oh no.
but they're in a little cantina, and a kid steals Tom's bag, and I was like, "Oh,
She missed that?
yeah."
Oh, because she would have lost it.
It was a long day for her. It was a long day for her. It's amazing. She's amazing, but it's amazing she got through as much as she did, and she really liked it. And I'm like, oh God.
Yeah.
Second time, like, this guy needs to lock this bag down. This is
Put a
your
tracker on
life. I would not put it more than a foot away from me at
Yeah.
any time.
And they met back up, I think, with the priest again. They're all having a good time and laughing and drinking and having a
gives him the
meal.
rosary back, and
And then here this little kid goes running off with his
Bam.
backpack with the ashes in it.
and they go running off through this town.
All four of them, yeah.
And it's so desperate. Like the way it's filmed, and when you realize you're not going to find this fucking kid.
No, he's gone.
And they're saying, all right, we'll get you new gear. We'll get you borrowed stuff. Like, oh shit. Ashes are gone.
Yeah.
And this
His whole purpose.
scene got me. This particular part of the movie. Because they're saying there are gypsies in town. And there's a misconception about gypsies. And people who grew up this way, they have a real big bone of contention to pick about how they're thieves and they're traveling marauders and that kind of thing. But they tee up, there's gypsies and they're dangerous. So your preconceived notions, maybe you've seen From Russia with Love, and you know that like girls like to fight and
it's a
double up
true
on James Bond.
It's true over there and as well. And whether you want to call it a stereotype or not, because it was in the commentary that they told them. We're coming up on the party afterwards, but they told them not to use. There was a real group of gypsies that was in that filming. I'm getting a little ahead, but we'll go back up. The Spaniards there told them that they're going to steal their equipment.
Yeah.
I mean,
And you see a little scene of a guy in a truck, and you think it's a throwaway. It's just like a cut like to a medium shot and a guy in a truck. And it turns out this guy in the truck is the father of the kid who stole the bag. Yeah. And the truck driving father brings the kid back with the bag.
Yeah, the next day. And Tom was going to go home. He was done because the ashes were gone. He was going to catch the next flight out.
And this scene was like, I don't know. I can't explain it. Like the father bringing this son back.
Yeah.
Saying you brought dishonor to our family. And I don't know why it got me. It was so like...
Well, this is why people have that stereotype type of thing is what he said to his son. He's like...
In general, I think people are the worst. But you see something like that, specifically in a movie.
Yeah.
And you're like, maybe that could happen. And you feel for that kid in a way.
Yeah.
And hopefully he's not going to do anything like that again. Because his father just wants his son to not be a shithead.
Yeah, be an honorable man.
But he's in this rural place where there's no money, and this kid doesn't have a PlayStation. He doesn't have a fucking Blu-ray player. So all he has
fucking Americans
is to steal. You know what I mean? So you have to look at it from both
peer
ways.
pressure, right?
But
your
the
badge
father
of honor.
bringing that kid back,
yeah,
was like holy shit.
Yeah.
And the father invites them to stay for what he calls a small gathering.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
great.
Not a small gathering.
No,
at all.
no. And so let's call it a dance party, right? That whole thing was filmed with no lighting. All there is those bonfires. That's all the lighting they used was those actual bonfires, and those
looked really good.
And that was an actual group of gypsies that was brought in by Taylor, Emilio's son, his in-laws. So Emilio met his wife in 2003 when he went out there with his grandfather, Martin, and the priest. an old friend of theirs. The three of them were out there, and that is when they were driving the Camino in 12 days because that's all they had. And that's how this whole movie came about. That's where the idea formed. And Taylor stayed. He met his wife at one of the restaurants that they sat in that's coming up. And that's how the whole movie happened.
Yeah.
He talked Emilio
That's
into
crazy.
writing and directing it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So what I think is kind of cool is the gypsy father, who speaks pretty good English, which is nice, suggests to Tom that he doesn't stop at the end of the journey at the church, that he takes the ashes all the way to the water.
Yeah. Lucia.
And again, I'm like, that makes sense to me. And Tom seems to be like, yeah. Even in the scene, it's not like he's deliberating. He's like, I'm going to go as far as I have to go.
Well, the line where he says, Tom says, I'm not very religious. And then the gypsy man says, religion has nothing to do with it. And he says, you do this for yourself and you do this for your son.
Yeah, that was compelling. That was really compelling.
And the other line that really got me at the end of it, and Martin Sheen said this was his favorite scene in the whole movie, was the walk with the end there with the son, where he made him carry the bag all the way to the edge of town.
Yeah.
And he's
The
beating
gypsy
him with the
father
cane as they go.
Makes this kid carry Tom's bag to the edge of town.
Because he stole it, yeah.
I know.
and I totally get that. And Martin Sheen said that was his favorite scene in the whole movie. And then, of course, the line, our sons, they are the very best and the very worst of us.
Yeah.
It was like, wow.
Yeah. And I'm just kind of, looking at this, the way their culture is structured and how different it is.
Yeah, we
You
can't
know
even
what I
come
mean?
close to relating.
Yeah.
We'd have to go live there for 10 years before we could even understand.
So then there's the first montage. I thought there would have been a montage by now, but there's not. And was
Montage.
it set to an Alanis Morissette song?
Yeah, he took some grief over that.
I don't know much
He
about her
said-
music, but I'm like, this sounds like fucking Alanis Morissette.
It is. It's one of her popular, off a Jagged Little Pill. But Emilio chose that song. He wanted it there. He said he took a lot of grief for it, and he took a lot of compliments for it. And his dad supported him and said,
Oh.
of course it worked for me. But
I liked the three guys peeing, and then the three guys standing, and she's peeing behind them,
blocking her,
Blocking
while
her.
she's squatting, yeah.
which was really funny. But now they get to the next town, and there's a fancy hotel.
Oh, this is beautiful.
And this is where I'm confused, because they're like, we can't do this. And Tom says, we can stay here. It's my treat. Now, if he can afford this hotel, why couldn't he afford his bail? Why did Jack need to bail him out?
I don't know.
That may be a plot hole.
And when he was in jail, they had him handcuffed to the water heater, the water boiler, because they couldn't find a cell. They even tried to build a cell, couldn't make it work.
Oh,
so they just handcuffed him
there's
to the.
so many of these pilgrimage yahoos that are like drunken in their cells.
No, but as a
Or
crew,
just in general.
as a crew, they could not find a cell. They
Oh,
were planning
they're
to
real
film it in a
prisoners.
cell. So they just slapped the handcuffs on the
there you go.
friggin' boiler,
It
and they
works.
said it was more effective.
That totally worked.
Yeah.
So Tom says, forget it. We're going to go right past that. It doesn't matter. But Tom treats them to a hotel. And what I noticed in this scene, and I think they're trying to showcase, is Sarah hasn't stopped smoking.
She wasn't supposed to till the end.
Joost orders a huge room service thing, and he's eating. He's supposed to be, trying to lose weight
Yeah.
and doing that kind of stuff.
Sarah shows off her legs a little bit in the robe.
Yeah.
Just, for us guys.
And I thought,
You're included in that, right?
I'm a fella.
You were,
I'm
Jess
a
was
fella.
sleeping by now. You were checking the legs out, right?
She, honestly,
She's gonna listen to this,
she
so
looked-
you
she
gotta.
looked too thin to me. Look at this actress. Look at this actress. Her name is Deborah Kara Unger in The Game, 1997. That's definitely a pretty lady. In this, she was just
13 years
a
earlier.
little on the thin side, but super effective as an actress. I thought she was great. And so I'm like, oh, this is interesting. And what that hotel must have felt like for them
Oh God.
must have been amazing.
Yeah. So just a quick note on that hotel in the commentary was it was a former king's residence. And when they went to them, to probably the hotel manager or whoever to get permission, the hotel did not want them. They did not care that they were there. And the hotel was full anyway. But
Sounds like
since they convinced them, however they did that to get in there, now that hotel has a suite called The Way, and it's the actual one that they filmed all 4 of them in. So they flipped it from
some marketing.
We don't want
was
you.
Like, hey, we should probably
Yeah.
do something about this.
We don't care about you, stupid Americans. We don't want you to The Way suite.
Yeah. So I wonder how hard it was for them to leave that room the next day.
Oh God.
You know,
Well, they were almost there.
they were close.
Yeah.
So they get to what I think is a really cool scene, the place of these rocks.
Right. So now you find out why the sergeant, the cop in the beginning
Gave him that.
the
rock.
Patriot, was it the Corps you said?
The core, yes.
The Corps Patriot French policeman gave him the rock. Now we're finally going to find out.
And what did Sarah write in her note? She wrote a note to him.
No,
didn't she?
that is what you traditionally read when you place the rock
Oh,
at
that's right.
at the base.
Because I had a note saying Sarah's note. I just forget what that was about.
So Sarah started to read it but got choked up and couldn't. And then Tom reads the whole
that's
thing,
right.
so you get to actually hear. And it's pretty moving and compelling, what you're supposed to read. But that's been going on for hundreds of years. Those rocks that used to be flat ground.
Yeah.
So that huge pile of rocks you see has been done from centuries of people doing this very thing. And it's about putting down your. It's a symbol of laying down your burdens and asking for forgiveness.
That first establishing shot is cool. It's from above, and you kind of see the scope of this pile of rocks, which
At the
you
base of the cross there.
if you hadn't been on this journey, this pilgrimage up to this point, you'd be like, "Oh, it's a fucking pile of rocks. Who gives a shit?" But the movie, allows you to be like, "This is important," and he didn't know. He could have, ended up at that pile of rocks with no rock.
Yeah. But
And had no meaning. Like
Yeah,
and to this point, I would have been like, "Shit, I don't have a rock."
Yeah, that was well set up because the police officer in the very
Yeah.
beginning had done it 3 times.
So they get to this church that's at the end of the journey, which is a beautiful church, unbelievable. And I thought it was an interesting note that Jack wouldn't go in the church. And they're asking him, "Why don't you come in?" And he says, "Where I come from, the church has a lot to answer for, so I don't go in there anymore."
Yeah. That was the earlier church. He goes in the he goes in this church.
He goes into it later, but initially he's like, "No, I'm not going in."
Well, there's 2 churches. There's one earlier he refuses to go into,
Holy Christ!
and then there's this one. No, that's okay. You watched it once. I'm always impressed with you. I just I watched it 3 times. So the Santiago de Compostela, the whole purpose of the journey, the church at the end, is he goes into, and that's where they're swinging the incense.
So that like the giant Cirque du Soleil performance in
yeah,
there.
that's been going on for centuries.
Jesus Christ!
And they let Emilio actually do it, pulling on the ropes, swinging to that thing where they show him doing that. And to their knowledge, they've never let anybody else ever do that but the monks.
That's the biggest urn I've ever seen. That's dangerous.
Yeah, it's like,
How
I
many
think they
people-
said it's the biggest there is.
How many people have died?
Well, if you
because
step in
of that
front of
urn?
that thing, you're gonna
Oops.
you're gonna bite it.
Like little Tommy runs into the aisle and bam. Oh God. So at this point,
Only you could make this into a Stephen King movie.
at this point, Jack's writer's block is gone. He's talking about being inspired again. And Tom says he wants to go farther. And the crew is like, "We're done."
Yeah,
Which, I thought that made sense to me.
all 3 of them. Yeah, they say the
That
church
made a
and
lot
they're
of
out.
sense to me.
Yeah,
So they go and they get these diplomas, these certificates saying you completed this. And what I thought was a really cool scene was Tom gets his, and it's in his name. And he asked them to change it to Daniel's name.
yeah. Yeah, and the guy resisted at first, but he was so earnest and sincere.
And he's
He
like,
changed it.
stupid American.
So yeah,
I don't know what voice I was doing there.
and so that certificate has been exact wording has been done the same way since the Middle Ages, written in Latin. How
Wow.
cool is that?
Yeah.
Hundreds,
That's super cool.
That is.
And, I feel like the one thing that was kind of missing was Martin Sheen's character didn't get a moment to celebrate what he accomplished. Because in the end, all three of them decide to walk with him to Moxia, right? And that's nice. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
And I was happy about that. But it was all about, and what was interesting at the end was Sarah's still smoking. Joost is not losing weight. It wasn't about what they said it was about. So I was left to wonder, why did you do this?
Well, it's an internal transformation. The journey is about what that quote I said in the very beginning that Martin had said. So it's about, you think you're there, you're doing this crazy journey to lose weight, but it was more about him, self-acceptance.
Yeah.
It was more about, accepting yourself as you are, forgiveness for your past, coming to terms with, self-awareness, self-acceptance. It has nothing to do with whether you smoke another cigarette or, eat another rack of lamb.
So that's the remarkable thing, because Sarah was doing this whole journey while smoking a pack a day. Yeah. Which could have been easy. Joost was eating, lamb chops every other, so they made it hard on themselves. But I think you summed that up beautifully. And I didn't quite get to that until you just said it. Because all I was focused on was Tom, he haphazardly just drops the rest of the ashes on the rocks.
Well, yeah, they travel to the ocean. Incidentally, that's where Columbus launched to come to America.
Like an asshole. Come here and never mind. We're not going to get into that.
Part 2.
But I really like how you put that together. I really like how, because I was confused. I was like, you didn't do this to lose weight. You didn't lose this but you maybe just did it to do it and to connect.
Yeah, they thought it was about an exterior goal, something outside of themselves, and it was an interior goal all along.
Todd's spiritual moment.
The whole friggin' movie is a spiritual moment. Yeah.
And you have a kind of closing title credit that says "For My Grandfather."
Yeah.
From Emilio, as you said.
Yeah, and Martin Sheen and his daughter, when they watched it the first time, wept when they saw that come on the screen. Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, as you said, filming started in September 2009, took 40 days. The production company and actors walked between 300 and 350 kilometers during filming.
How many miles is that?
I didn't convert it.
Okay.
We're assholes in America.
No,
we don't know what kilometers
everybody listening has a phone in their hand already, and they've probably already got it punched in.
Martin Sheen originally suggested Michael Douglas or Mel Gibson for the lead role. But Estevez had written the main character's role, as you said, specifically for his dad.
Michael Douglas or who?
Mel Gibson.
Wow.
Both would have been awesome.
Michael Douglas would have been great.
Cantankerous.
Yeah. Especially I don't know. It turned out to be a complete family movie. It couldn't have been any other way.
Well, I think other actors may have done well.
Yeah.
And those two specifically. So we touched on this a little bit. Tom places bits of his son's ashes at various places on El Camino to signify that his son is making the journey with him. Though touching this goes against Catholic teaching, cremation is allowed, but all of a person's ashes are to be kept together in one place. Scattering or dividing the ashes is officially not allowed.
Yeah, it's part of the Catholic canon, I guess, is what they said.
It is. That is true.
But he was a non-practicing Catholic, which they made clear throughout the film. So a lot of people understood it.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. And as you talked about, in the morgue scene, Emilio Estevez couldn't do it, couldn't be the body because he had to direct it. So they put Martin Sheen's grandson in there, and his reaction is absolutely legit.
Yeah.
The shock is
Yeah.
legit.
It's brutal. It's a brutal scene. Yeah. They're the ones that started the whole movie together.
All right. So, reviews.
Oh boy.
This is going to be one of the hardest.
Is this where I get to get out of the
No.
spiritual realm and get angry
No,
and be
you're
the
not.
be the warrior?
I'm just
attack
telling you,
mode?
it's going to be hard for me to read because I think both of these reviews were maybe not written here. So I'm going to try to read them as I see them.
Is this the bad one?
But it's been a long day, and I'm really going to do my best. So we'll start with the 1 out of 10 review. These are IMDb reviews, and it's called Unzipping the Body Bag.
What?
Oh, boy. I've been nervous about this all day.
Oh man.
Trying to get
you
through
got
this.
It. You got it.
Oh, gosh. Dad, you live life. And then it's a simple piece of what a man will say and what he does versus how he feels. I feel the lie in this film can be seen like the mockumentary synapses in City of Angels, where a slew of stars teal the chimera and how much they love Los Angeles, California. Corey Feldman, he was a child actor and put food on the table for his family and parents. Emilio and Charlie, one-half siblings in the limelight with a famous father that make money in different directions. Charlie marries porn stars, and Emilio is kind of invisible. Maybe not the same type of guy, and who cares? So while it's obvious Martin Sheen likes to golf, he finds out some bad news and flies into the Europeans to confirm the bad news. Why did I hate this movie? Because one guy lives longer, happier, and more boring, apparently? Was it the flirtatious scrutiny of an old dude in what may appear to be a babe and infiltrating discussions on a level of, are you going to be mom? And then observe the breaks on the hiking trail and the wild and weird reunion of people who were in a courtyard eating food, and then again in a shelter maybe 200 miles down the road coincidentally. And then an Irish guy who tags along and befriends an old dude that just wants to do what his son was doing while spreading his dead son's ashes, whatever he is magically inspired to do so. No joke, a very unfunny movie that was to be taken serious for abusive unhappiness' sakes.
Yeah, it's not a comedy.
That is one of the hardest things that I've ever done.
Yeah. I know you were holding your breath. Whoo! Yeah, I
Did you understand any of that?
I think that was Jack from Ireland
A
in the
very
flesh.
unfunny movie that was to be taken serious for abusive unhappiness' sakes.
Yeah. Wow.
I really don't know why he didn't like it. I'm looking at this. Why does he bring Corey Feldman into this?
And it doesn't explain why it's a 1 out of 10.
Very upset. All right, our last review. 10 out of 10. Wonderful film. And again, I'm going to try to get through this the best way I can.
Is this another
I think so.
European? Okay.
Went to see this last night at 11:10 p.m., but cinema forgot to start the film. So it was 5 to midnight before we got going with a little prompting.
11:10 it was supposed to start, and
Yeah.
it doesn't start till 5 to midnight because the dude up in the thing is
But
stoned.
cinema, like Borat, but cinema forgot to start the film, so it's 5 to midnight before we got going with a little prompting. It makes me want to do El Camino. Very touching. I cried twice and laughed. And towards the end, was sitting with a huge grin on my face. The warmth between the characters was good, honest, authentic. It's also like having plans to do one thing, but you end up doing something quite different that just grows. I could feel a loosening at the end of it, where feelings had shifted for people. There was a release for the characters that had happened in a very real way. Nothing grated. It was very gentle, but built up to a wave that carried me with it. Scenery is beautiful, of course, an interesting bit with the gypsies in Spain that I found challenging. It brought me up as I believed the same stuff they assumed. I heard it so much. And it is interesting when I realized that what I've accepted as truth just may be prejudice. We all like a scapegoat to absolve ourselves and to feel superior to other folks. Well done, everyone involved with this. I think I will be buying a few copies of this to hand out It makes me want to go. It kind of makes me want to go alone to see who I meet on the way.
That was very nice.
So this person is going to buy a few copies to hand out. And
Yeah, I do that with a book.
yeah. So the wait was fantastic. Thank you. This was my first viewing. I don't know if I said it, but this was an awesome pilgrimage.
Yeah. So we got a nice arc there. We got the Emilio at the start of his acting career in 1984, our last episode.
Yeah.
Followed by him being a director, producer, and not a co-actor, but a supporting actor.
Supporting actor. Pops up behind pillars and under sheets.
Yeah.
And nominated for Best Supporting Actor at a film festival of some sort.
Yeah, just so talented man.
And if you haven't watched the Mighty Ducks TV show on Disney Plus, not an advertiser on this show.
I have not,
but
Ryan.
watch the Mighty Ducks on Disney Plus.
Is
it's
it on
fantastic.
Disney?
It is Disney
Okay,
Plus.
I won't see that then.
Well, Todd, thank you for the suggestion. I appreciate the conversation.
Oh, thank you. I hope a lot of people see this for the first time and enjoy it because I think it's a profound film.
Enjoy it. Todd?
Oh, we're there, huh?
Yeah, I think we are.
We're in the red.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are on OT, as they say at work. Ryan?
Yes, Todd.
We will always have
Monty Doro.
Who are those guys?
Who are those guys?
You'll love it. It's just a little
Love it. It's just as like independent. It's gonna be. You're about to say.
You'll love it. It's just a little independent. You're going to love it. It's just a little independent. Okay.
We're tense. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
two. We're like we know love it.
It's just as little independent. Like it's just
Like I'm
little
introducing a
independent.
movie to you.
Like you're about to.
All right, yeah.
Just as little independent.